Don't look under the internet.
We're recording.
We are. Hang on, I'm
When are
pulling
we
it.
starting the episode?
We are starting it right now.
Mike's just like looking shit up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to an episode of Ghost Adventures. My name is Zach. I'm partnered here with the cast of Don't Look Under the Internet. This is a man named Jack Sparrow.
Mike just learned that he's going to be on this episode. If you wondering why he looks surprised. Hi,
The other
by
guy
way.
over there is a man named Leatherface.
Riveting.
Great. And we have some man named Tracer on the other line with us. Hey,
From
hello,
Overwatch.
Tracer.
Yeah.
The male Tracer.
Macer.
Rule 34
Oh, he
or
speaks.
something. I don't know.
What's your titular line? Like, gotta go fast?
And this
Yeah.
is
100% it.
And this is Don't Look Under the Internet, a podcast where we talk about funny and spooky things. Now, I need you guys to be very quiet for me for a second. I am going
I
to...
don't know. I don't know, man.
Okay.
There are things in this
I don't
world
know about that.
you might not understand.
I'm going to try to contact ghosts.
Do it.
Ghosts, can you hear me? Are you there, Ghost? Ghost?
Yes?
I said Satan! Leatherface, I need you to go into that decrepit and tetanus-filled alleyway and lock yourself in with the ghost.
How do we know it's full of tetanus?
Because I put it there.
Okay.
I can't hear you!
Is there a reason we're all listening to this?
No, you're pretty quiet.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh yeah, you are quiet.
Matt blew a fuse.
Welcome.
Spirit, have you affected
How about
Matt's
now?
microphone?
Every week.
You sound good.
There. How about now?
You sound good.
There we go. Okay.
There you go.
We're good.
We're good. On today's episode, we are talking ghost stories. We're here in the Allen family home, right in the basement, where it is said that ghosts roam. And in this phantom-filled basement, we are talking scary stories. And with these scary stories come scares.
You guys want to go spooky?
You guys want to go scaring? Yeah, we're
What I was trying to tell you is that you sound more like a South Park character than.
That's kind of what Zach Bagans sounds like, just in general. Yeah, so
Snyder South Park character.
you Steepler. A little, real quick, just diluting housekeeping.
Clap above your head.
We have some guests that I want to shout out to. We have Lord of the Bunny Vampire.
I saw that one.
Sick.
It made me happy.
Sick name.
What's a bunny vampire?
That's
It's a
exactly
vampire
what it
that's a
sounds
bunny.
like.
Oh, sick, dude. Sick, dude.
Mystery solved.
That's a good one. I'll give it that. That's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah. We also have, this is from last week. I don't know if I already shouted them out, but Nicole Barnett. Isn't that the OG Nicole? Am I wrong?
No,
Anything in that?
Kempkin.
Yeah, that's it. Hello, Nicole Barnett. Welcome to the
Hello,
show.
someone who isn't the person I thought you were.
Yes.
And now I'm sad about.
Hello, and welcome to you also, Lord of the Bunny Vampire.
Lord of the Bunny Vampires.
You know, they
I like
say
that one.
vampires...
Jason's real quiet for some reason.
Am I? Is this better?
A little bit.
Oh, wait. It's because Mike's turned all the way the hell up.
Yeah, I could hear more of Jason echoing in Mike's mic than I could.
Speak.
Hello. How is that? Is that good? Oh, I'm gone now. And I'm back at it, baby.
Okay. That should be better.
This is going swimmingly.
This is going about as well as anybody could have hoped.
Hey, you know what? It wouldn't be Diluti without fuck-ups
It's
like
fun.
this.
No one knows what we're doing yet.
We're going to be there right now.
We're
because
just
that
here.
ends That ends it. That ends.
On to the
housekeeping.
next part of this
On to
podcast.
the next part of the next segment.
Next podcast.
segment.
Next podcast segment now.
You all know why you're here. It's the one. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Take it away, Matt.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. We have your stories. You emailed them to us, and we'll read them here. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
That went really well over internet lag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure
yeah, I'm
that'll
sure.
sound wonderful.
There will be some syncing that'll happen later.
Yeah, we're doing hometown horrors.
Hell yeah.
You guys
Hometown horrors.
gave us an ass load of stories to work with, so unfortunately, there is a chance we might not be able to read them all off.
We're just gonna read until we don't want to read anymore.
Pretty
Exactly.
much. We're here until we just decide not to be.
Now, editor, I don't know who's editing this, but I'm gonna need you to drop in some of that right here. I'm gonna need you to drop in that log, that fire pit
Oh,
sound.
yeah.
Ooh, you hear that
Crackling
crackle?
logs.
You hear that crackle? I need you to add in.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that a?
Add in a log dropping.
Yeah. Then
I need you to.
was that a poop?
Is that
Was that
shit?
is that fucking shit?
Is that a shit flying
I'm
across the
setting
screen?
the atmosphere, boys. I'm setting the atmosphere. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
if you
the
can
logs.
insert just one singular fart noise, right?
There's the logs cracking. The logs
A
cracking.
reverb part.
Yeah.
I want Alexa. Anyone with an Alexa? Alexa, play a fat juicy fart. Haha, get fucked.
Hey, Xbox, turn off.
There's the crackling of the logs. Oh, what's that here in the background? Was that a shriek? Oh, what was that? Oh, that was scary. Ooh, we're not alone in these woods tonight, boys.
Oh, that was for sure a shit.
That was for sure.
But we're gonna read off some of these stories, and we're gonna have
Yeah.
some atmosphere behind them. Boys, who wants to start off with some of these spooky, scary stories?
Let's take bets on how long I keep the mask on.
I'm gonna guess another 10
I'm
minutes.
hoping
tops.
the whole time.
Oh God, I am like profusely sweating.
Good.
I'm giving you 10 minutes tops.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I guess for you audio listeners that can't see, we're in costume. Matt, what were you again, Matt?
I'm Tracer from
He's
Overwatch.
Tracer from Overwatch. Doug is Leatherface. Mind you, a very looking
looks
Leatherface.
fucking great.
He looks good.
Yeah.
looks so good.
I'm sure he's just breathing his own sweat, though.
Yeah.
It's so humid.
We have Jason dressed as Jack Sparrow.
It's just a pirate. I didn't have a person or thing in mind.
It looks like a Jack Sparrow, so I'm going with it.
Most pirates do.
Yeah.
Most pirates are.
And then you have me as the one and only Zachary Bagathans. And I gotta say, my costume didn't turn out as well as I thought, unfortunately. You have no idea how much hairspray and hair gel is in here. I opened up, I had a new tin of hair gel. I cracked it open. I used half of it. I have half a tin of hair gel in my hair right now on top of hairspray. And it's
do.
still flopping down. I should have got a haircut. I didn't think it would be a problem, but here we
You
are.
can't get it out later. Use Dawn dish liquid and wash it with that.
Have you had this problem in the past?
I've had stuff stuck in my hair before. Yeah, it helps a lot.
That's good to know. I
not
might have to
wrong.
do that. I'm gonna have to take like a 40-minute bath.
When I had my mohawk, I used to put Elmer's glue in it and Dawn dish soap.
I should have done that.
Dish soap. Dish soap. God, I can't fucking say that word. Just keep moving.
And to top it off, I put orange fucking makeup on my face because he has a shitty Vegas tan, and you can't even see it on our shit ass camera.
Mike, I can see it.
I guess that's all that matters is you boys
you know,
see it.
It is. Fuck
Yeah.
everybody else.
Anyway, we're gonna read off some of these stories. I guess I can go first.
Yeah,
suppose?
it doesn't matter.
It really
I'm gonna,
doesn't
I'm gonna
matter,
say
yeah.
this out loud. We haven't really vetted any of these.
I've read a couple.
I read through it. Yeah,
I have
no
as
big deal.
well, but there's a lot.
I read
so-
I read them when they first started coming in, so I know these first like 3 or 4. After that, they're kind of out.
I opened this document maybe 10 minutes before.
You know what? I think there's a little bit of natural surprise in that. I think that adds to it. So,
Hometown Horos.
hometown horrors. Let's get into it. So, this is by Trip Z. Hi, Trip. Oh.
You like
Ooh.
that?
I'm a big fan, you guys. Got me through the worst years of my life. I'm not going to keep up the voice. I can't do it. So far, you got me through the best years of my life so far. You make me laugh when I'm sad. Thanks. And I'm a digital artist, and my story's pretty boring, but it starts off like this. You don't start with saying it's boring. Well, I live in a small town in Texas. It's very boring. Nothing happens, except for the usual crazy person. But I was alone one night, and I just ordered pizza. By the way, barbecue pizza is the best pizza. And I was... Oh, that's scary stuff!
Jesus Christ!
And I was drawing while I wait for my pizza. And I'm drawing on my Microsoft computer with a drawing pad. And I was just chilling when my computer crashed and randomly turned...
I had to get it out of the way earlier. Just get it out of my system.
When my computer crashed and randomly turned back on. And I tried to draw, and wherever my pen was, it would reveal a weird glitch. It was very weird. It made a black screen with yellow text saying caution and a random number, probably coding or something. But I don't know. It didn't look like the usual coding, and it just shut down. And I had to wait like 4 weeks to get it fixed. But after all this, I just ate my pizza. So yeah, not interesting story, but a story. I have a few more when I get when I have.
All right, so let's break this down.
I touched my tablet and a string of words came up, so I ate pizza about it. Thanks, Trip. I appreciate that.
Their name is Comic Creators.
Yeah, Comic Creators on
with
Instagram.
a Z on Instagram.
Yes.
I think your tablet was fucked up.
Yeah, sounds like your tablet was fucky or whatever you're drawing on. You should probably get that checked.
Or your eyes are just real bad.
That too.
Yeah.
You're seeing things.
Maybe you accidentally turned on like one of those assistance things
Yeah,
where it
yes.
like reads the screen to you.
Oh God.
You got Clippy. You activated Clippy. You gotta get him out of there. Who's next? Who wants to go next?
I guess I can read the next one.
Fuck yeah.
It's gonna sound
You
like
got it,
I'm
Doug.
talking through a wall, but it's fine.
That's
We were talking through skin, so.
It's a skin mask.
Does he ever make noises?
He does make noises.
He kind of grunt about.
Yeah, he
stuff.
grunts.
He
and
grunt about
wails.
He grunt about.
I mean, that's the preferred motion of talking through most people. But anyways, okay. So our next story. This is from Abby W.
ABB.
They write, "Hey guys, I've been on the road for the last few months, so typing this on my phone. I've tried proofreading, but I'm dyslexic at best of times. I'll keep the story brief as I'm typing on my phone as aids, but next year, if you're interested, I'll write out the full story because there's a little more to it. Anyways, a little preamble. When I was 20 years old, my parents moved from my hometown to another city. While the house was on the market, my dog and I lived in there just to keep the property safe since it was a dodgy-ish neighborhood. Just one meth house down the road, nothing serious.
Oh, no, that's
Just one.
everywhere.
Just one.
Just
it's
one.
fine. In that house was just my dog and I. My dad's very much into home security, so there's cameras around the house at main entry points. One up the driveway, one at the back door, and one at the front door, and another into the backyard. It wasn't full coverage, but it honestly made the house feel pretty safe. At night, my dog always sleeps at the foot of my bed, and somehow in the night ends up scooting to the other side of me, so I end up waking up to her face directly in mine. She'd only pick up the habit after moving to my parents, and has never done that ever again after we moved. My dog's name is Lisa, by the way. She's a beautiful girl. Anyways, sorry for the rambling. One night, I was sleeping and felt Lisa get onto the bed, assuming she'd moved from the foot of the bed. I stretched my legs back out again and hit a solid lump. It was Lisa still at the foot of my bed. At first, my brain couldn't register how the dog was at the bottom of the bed and next to me at the same time. I began to panic. I lay there and pretended to be asleep. I tried my best to keep my breathing regular and sound like I was still sleeping, even as the figure next to me pressed its body against mine. I continued to play possum, even as it ran its hands through my hair.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know how long it was there. Eventually, after what felt like a lifetime, the figure moved off the bed and Lisa scooched up next to me. I continued to pretend to be asleep well into the morning. I'd convinced myself that as soon as I opened my eyes, it would be standing right there. Eventually, I opened them and I was alone, apart from Lisa wanting her breakfast. The next day, I called my parents and checked on the cameras and nothing. One of the side doors was unlocked, though.
Oh, I don't like that.
Thanks, Abby.
I
That's
was
gonna
going
be
to say
no-
sleep
no for me,
paralysis until you mentioned the fucking unlocked door.
I'm gonna pass out if I keep wearing this.
That did not take long.
I said
not.
10 minutes tops.
Well, now you're just Vincent from Pulp Fiction.
Oh my god.
Just wait.
Damn! Oh.
Yeah,
The
Say,
sleeveless
Doug, can I
button-up.
interest you in some imitation crab meat?
Can I interest you in some
Holy
spooking?
shit.
You look like you work at fucking what's that like male equivalent of Hooters?
Chippendales.
You look like you work at Chippendales.
That's what my costume is.
Chippendale.
I'm Chip
Chippendale
and
the
Dale.
costume.
Chip and Doug's.
Chip and Doug's.
Who wants to read the next one?
Can we not talk about that at all? No talking about it.
I guess we can talk-
whatsoever.
yeah, so-
just fucking book. Just go on right
Abby-
through all of them. Just keep reading them.
Abby, you might have a problem with either a sleep paralysis demon
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
or the meth head down the street came into your house.
I wanna think it was a meth ghost.
I want to believe
Meth
it's a
ghost.
meth head.
No.
Meth goes.
meth ghost. I like that.
It's catchy.
That's a creepy one. I don't like
Like,
that.
what? How do you explain that though? Like, there's no one next to you, but all of a sudden you feel.
I
Something.
mean, I don't
It
think
could be sleep paralysis.
I think it was because you would think if it was another person, the dog would have reacted.
Oh yeah,
You
you're
know?
not wrong there.
Yeah, that's a fair way to look at that, I guess.
Maybe
Your
it
story's
was
full of
the
shit,
dog.
Abby. How about that?
Yeah, but you don't fucking lie to us.
Mike debunked you.
Debunked. I did what Zach Bagans. I'm just gonna do his ghost adventures to all these stories.
Story busted.
We've come here to try to understand.
Understand this, bitch.
We want answers.
Some things just cannot be explained.
I get Bill Chappell in here and to have sex with a magnet or whatever he likes to do.
You can call
Sex.
him.
It's a running theory. Bill Chappell, for those that don't watch Ghost Adventures, is the guy that like creates all of their like technology. So he's created a bunch of ghost hunting equipment, and I swear to God, every time he goes to explain what's going on, he's always like, "Oh, the magnet does this inside, and it triggers the electricity with the magnet.
Nobody
Everything has
knows what
magnets
magnets
involved."
are.
So I think he has a fetish for magnets.
Who
And
doesn't?
to the point where his next invention is just going to be a lump
Magnets,
of
how do they work?
magnetic rock, and he's going to be like, "No, ghosts love it." And
No, they're great. They
he's gonna
fucking
be like
love
cum
this.
stains on it and shit.
It's called cum rock.
There is this quote I've heard, and it's "Bustin' makes me feel good."
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Dude,
And sometimes you just got to get a BJ from a ghost
the fucking.
in a kids movie.
I don't
Yeah.
know the artist,
So.
but whoever wrote that song knew exactly what the fuck they were doing.
Oh,
Who wrote
yeah.
that. Like
Oh yeah.
there's no. You
I like how
can't
nobody
hide.
really talks about it though.
I'm talking about it.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
we're talking about it, but
I
like,
like how it's never been quoted on this particular podcast.
definitely
I-
never said that before.
Has this come up before?
I'm probably.
I think it came up last week.
Oh shit.
Actually,
I
I'm
here last
certain it
week?
came up last week.
Oh damn. Well, we're talking about it again. Fuck it.
Hey, well, bustin' makes me feel good.
Bustin'
so.
does make me feel good.
I'm about to bust.
I'm about to bust.
I'm a bust. I'll read the next one.
Okay.
By Travis O.
Travis O.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I didn't know
Okay.
you learned to read.
Travis Big O. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Nolans.
I need to figure out how to do that fucking accent.
The one that
The-
Mike does all the time. The
No.
swamp people accent.
What?
No, the Gambit accent.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for my
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, a city ripe with urban legends and folklore.
Yeah, keep that up the whole time.
Yeah, and folklore running the gamut from vampires to werewolves and zombies.
Did you ever?
Esoterica. No, I'm not doing that. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, a city rife with urban legends and folklore running the gamut from vampires to werewolves and zombies. Esoterica was kind of just an everyday part of life as I was growing up. The downstairs unit in our apartment building was a shop run by the landlady, specializing in potions and books on spellwork, witchcraft, and fairies. Across the street from our apartment building was a community garden. Keep in mind, this was in the late 90s, early 2000s, so the internet was not a commodity that most of us had access to, let alone a reliable computer. No, community came from the people quite literally around you. My father has been a landscaper since I was just a baby, and he's quite good at what he does. So when he was invited to rent a plot in the community garden, he was all for the idea. And as a kid, I was ecstatic about the idea. This gave me the opportunity to run around and play amongst the plots, smelling the different flowers and herbs our neighbors decided to plant in their plots. I spent many a fall and summer day just living in a fantasy world amidst the flora of our little slice of nature in the bustling city. We did not, however, live in a very good part of town. Our little community was tight-knit, the landlady owned the esoteric shop, and just next door was a glassblower and a papier-mâché artist. who leased an apartment in the same building.
This sounds like
Just
a
a block
very dangerous place. You have a glass blower and a paper mache maker.
Yeah.
Is paper mache artist a real job?
Yeah, it's like how you get a black belt in origami.
Okay, cool. Yeah, continue.
Like printmaking is still a major that you can take in college, which is also nuts to me. But
Whole major,
anyway,
a whole career.
To each their
like
own.
a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
I need
I'm a
4 years to
PhD.
learn how to use the printer. I mean, right?
Right.
I'm a PhD.
exactly.
I'm a doctor.
I still don't
screen
even
printing.
know. Stupid HP laser jets. All right.
Just a block down the road, the landlady's daughter ran a little cafe which served the worst coffee you would have ever had the displeasure of tasting. But this was our community, and by golly, we supported our own. With a lot of us looking back, if some kind of apocalypse had actually occurred come Y2K, we would have been quite all right. Dad took to growing vegetables in his little plot, along with a couple of other of the tenants, so we always had fresh produce. One of my favorite parts of the whole garden setup, though, was the back wall. A local had built a sound machine out of the recycled metal piping, aluminum siding, and wire and rope. We had a small pond where we nurtured frogs and fish. There was a single tree whose branches spread low and far, and one of the garden's tenants built the local kids a treehouse in his tree. Beneath this tree was a small shed where the communal tools were stored. There was a weed eater, a lawnmower, and the like. It was a small thing erected from shoddy material, just enough to keep the elements from destroying the tools all the garden's tenants made use of, and it also served, at least for the smaller of us, as a place to go to the bathroom privately. Keep in mind, this was still a time where "don't come home till the streetlights come on" was a common thing for parents to tell their kids, and our block looked out for each other. The garden butted up against an apartment complex, and on the other side of that was a main thoroughfare of the city. Lots of traffic, lots of different and unique kinds of people. It wasn't strange for us to see people from the adjoining neighborhoods or even tourists walking down Magazine Street wander close to the fence of the community garden. Rarely did anyone ever venture past the gate without an invite, however. One of my longtime friends had a collection of dolls, and we would dress them up in leaf clothes and make them swim in the pond with the tadpoles and goldfish. One day, when I'd had quite enough of this and was ready to go home, I went to find my dad in the garden plot. He was elbow deep in silt, trying to set his sunflowers up for the season, and I told him I needed to use the bathroom and could I please go home. We lived on the same block. He told me I didn't need to go home, just go to the shed and do my business. I didn't like the shed. I was maybe 6 or 7, and there were often spiders or roaches or lizards encroaching upon the space the adults had made for the tools, and at the time I was very skittish around little creatures. But I needed to go really bad, and it didn't seem like my dad was going to be finished with his planning anytime soon, so I made my way to the shed. It was a rickety thing, really, mostly composed of old planks and boards that weren't quite good enough for the use of the framework of a plot or the fence that surrounded the property, but it served the purpose of housing the tools, and, as far as I understood, everyone used the shed to relieve themselves while they were in the garden. This thing was to smell horrible.
Yeah, seriously. Holy shit.
Imagine my surprise when, on this day, I opened the door to see the shed was not only housing the communal tools, but also a thin, wrinkly man in a blue diaper. He was crouched and curled in on himself like he was sleeping, and his skin had the same dirty, tanned appearance of worn leather. He clutched in one hand a tall, crooked stick, which I now understand I probably used as a cane or walking stick. There was a moment of silence as I opened the door, and he looked up at me, and I looked at him. Our eyes would have been the same color, though his were blue from rheumy cataracts that blurred his vision. He looked to me like I imagine Rafiki from The Lion King would look if he were old and frail and human. And somebody's cursor is covering up this entire line.
It's not me.
Not me.
And there we go. And he was the last thing I expected to be just hanging out in our equipment shed. After the moment of shock passed, I screamed at the top of my lungs and ran from the shed back to my dad's plot in the garden. I told him there was a ghost in the shed and that I couldn't pee, and could we please go home? Naturally, he thought I was making up a story so that we could leave early, and so he explained to me how ghosts weren't really there, that they couldn't hurt us, all that. But I was insistent that I had seen something more than a simple apparition, so hand in hand, we made our way back to the shed. The man had somehow managed to escape from a nearby facility meant to house the infirm and made his way into our garden. A couple of calls to local authorities and he was back where he was meant to be, but after that, I never used the shed to do my business again. If I had to go, Dad let me walk across the street to our apartment, use the bathroom, and then promptly return. It might not seem all that scary from the perspective of an adult, of an adult, but as a kid, it was one of the most terrifying things I'd ever experienced. And even today, I wonder just how he managed to skirt their security and why he chose our garden to serve as his place of refuge.
That's literally just Halloween the movie, just in real fucking life.
Yeah, no, that's fucking
This man was
terrifying.
just like, kill me.
please that's
kill
legit.
me.
That's just Halloween.
This just in.
Of-
Travis O comes across homeless man, gets scared.
Of all the, I don't know, of all the stories that we've read during Hometown Horrors, I think this is the one that, if it happened to me as a kid, would traumatize me.
Oh yeah,
Oh, 100%,
absolutely.
yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
of the,
old people fucking are weird.
The one with the deer doing a backflip into a tree. That's another one that stuck with me.
What?
Do you guys not remember the one with the deer doing a backflip, like either into or out of a tree? Apparently it was a
okay,
skinwalker.
I
Like a
remember
not
that.
deer? The not deer one?
Yeah,
I vaguely remember.
I
what you're talking
vaguely
about.
remember that one too.
I think that was the first or second year. So it would make sense why no one would fucking remember.
I
But
barely remember yesterday, man.
Yeah, I
good. That's how I
honestly
want it.
very spooky, especially like you said. They're Travis said there were what 6 or 7 they said in the story. So imagine just coming into this shack, which I love the fact that he's like they built this shack using 2x4s and shit that they didn't think were sturdy enough for a plot, but they thought it was sturdy enough for a house.
Good. Continue using
Yeah.
those, please.
I, again, can only imagine what this shed smelled like if everybody used it as an outhouse.
Right.
But I also can't imagine why this guy was like, yeah, this'll do. This is where I want to lay down.
This is fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely. I don't know why, but I was getting the thought that like this was on top of like on a rooftop. Was that not the case? I had that in
On
my,
a rooftop?
yeah, I had that in my head that this was like a rooftop.
What are you like
garden.
imagining like fucking Hey Arnold or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Like,
kind of.
Yeah.
No.
Honestly, I'm
No, I think this is
I'm-
like a city block.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
imagining
okay.
like a plot of like communal garden in between some buildings or some shit.
Yeah. Like there's an episode of Bob's Burgers where they open a community garden and Bob like starts a plot of tomatoes or some shit in the community garden. That's what I was imagining.
See,
Not what I got.
I was also on Team Rooftop.
Woo!
Team
Team
Hey
Rooftop.
Arnold.
Team Arnold.
Team Arnold.
Darnold.
Can you put the Hey Arnold theme song in here?
No, actually, probably not. If I'm being honest.
Oh, what a banger! So jazzy.
It is, but
How many? Oh, we should probably rate these at like 2 out of 5
we should probably
spookies.
talk about them in some capacity instead of just going, "Ooh, it's a story."
We've never
We talked
ever
about it.
talked about anything though.
Well, I mean,
I mean, that's not
same.
what we
It's
do
new
here.
We don't.
scary
That's not what we do
territory.
here.
I
We
get it.
regurgitate content.
I do
I've
feel
never
like-
talked about anything in my life.
I do feel like as a kid, yeah, this would be very startling, especially because you're not suspecting. It could have been anyone, not even just an old person, but like just not suspecting some stranger in this poop shed. Yeah, that would freak me out.
Yeah,
Any
but I don't
adult
think
human
anyone
being
ever
wearing a
expects
diaper is
stranger in the
immediate
poop
nope.
shed.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I saw this on Law and Order SVU once.
Any adult human being wearing a diaper is immediate nope zone for
How
me.
did they-
That immediately gives it a 3.
How
Yeah.
did they get there though? Like with the cataracts and shit.
Life, the stick.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
They use the stick. Stupid.
Use the sticks.
You're
dude.
right. I
God,
don't even
yeah,
know what I was
no.
thinking.
I don't know what any of us were thinking. How do we feel about that story? We good with it? We moving on to the next?
Yeah, I would give it 3.5.
3.5. Don't look
spookies.
unders.
Yeah, don't
When
look
it comes
unders.
to the internet.
The first
300
one I would give
yeah,
1.
Looks.
The second one I would give. I'd give that a 4.
Yeah, that
Four
the
don'ts.
second one was definitely a 4 for
I don't
me.
know. Old diaper man is worse than the second one.
I
for
don't
me.
know. I think I'd be more spooked by like
A B&E.
a ghost touching me at night.
A methed out ghost.
Meth ghosts
Let me get
are
at 'em.
much worse than real people.
Let me go investigate this house. I'll get that ghost right out of there. Lickety split.
I'm here, ghost.
I'm just
meth.
judging these by like the trauma that they're gonna leave me with, and I think the second one I'm just gonna like convince myself that I imagined it and move on with my life. The third one is, I
Whew.
mean,
That's
that one's sticking with you.
you live your life according to that experience at this point. Like that, your whole
Yeah,
life
right.
is based
Any
on
door I open from now on for the rest of my
Yes.
life could contain an old man.
old
in it.
Very possible.
and I have to be prepared for that.
Schrodinger's
And
old man.
that's Schrodinger's old
He doesn't
dude.
exist until you open it.
There is neither a man or not a man in this door.
All we know is that he's old.
Yeah. That's yeah. And diapered.
and diapered.
Jason, you want to do the next one?
I would love to. The next one we have is a story from someone named Monochrome 808. Here's what Monochrome 808 has to say. So, oh wait, hold on. Let's get some.
Yeah, get the atmosphere.
You're not wrong.
You're not turning on the atmosphere.
If you do the atmosphere, turn it down just a smidge.
Okay.
I've been kind of doing that too, trying to eyeball where it's the spot.
How's it sound? Is this good?
Yeah.
Is this pretty? It sound pretty good.
Sounds like sound.
Oh, I don't like
can
Matt's
hear me?
face at all. I thought you were frozen for a second, but now you chuckled. That's
Nope,
not good.
He moved.
He's the smile people.
So, I grew up in a town that was fairly small at the time this story takes place. The town is also very old, so there are quite a few abandoned buildings. One of these was the old jail that was right next to my grandma's house. I was around 13 or 14 at the time, and one of my family members was volunteering at a museum in town. One day, a ghost hunting crew visited our town and did an interview.
It's me. I've interviewed you.
At some point, I guess my family member decided to ask if I could accompany the ghost hunters, saying if they could accompany the ghost hunters to the old jail. They decided that that they could join them. So later, I walked across the street to the old jail, and they invited me inside to see all the setup gear and see the process of how some of the machines worked. As the night progressed, a few things happened. I was like, what? A few things happened here and there, but it was nothing to write home about. That was until later that night. I decided to go upstairs in the darkness by myself. Before I could even make it to the hallway, I had a terrible feeling deep in my gut and turned back. The ghost hunters continued doing their thing until it was time to go upstairs and use a spirit box in order to contact a ghost. We all sat in a circle, and they communicated to the spirit box. It was all fine until they asked what it wanted, and it said something like, "Weak young boy."
Weak young boy.
And at this point, I could feel something start staring at me from behind.
Bring me the boys hall.
You gotta pay the troll toll
You gotta
first.
call the cops on this ghost.
Oh,
Man
those are
wants
two
a weak
different
young boy.
assessments. I was freaking the fuck out in my head, but I didn't show it on the outside. I could feel the eyes staring at me until the moment I left.
Probably a little hard reading with an eye patch on, huh?
It sucks, man. It's not great. It's
Yeah, that was the
really
experience I was
difficult.
having with the sunglasses. That's why they're on my head.
Yeah,
Our
that
costumes
was
are
not
gonna
good.
slowly fall apart
Oh,
by the end of the
100%.
night.
We're gonna be nude by the end of this episode. I hope anyway.
From one ghost adventure to the next, I would say
Yeah,
that's
Zach,
5 out of 5 spookies. Don't
gotta-
look unders right there.
You have any insight to like what
4 out
could
of
be
5
causing
weak
So
young
this?
boys.
what they found apparently by them being able to process that it said weak young boy sounds like that's a Class A EVP. That's an electro voice phenomenon, and essentially what these are coming out of the spirit box, which goes and cycles through multiple radio frequencies, and you pick up on ghosts' activity through that.
I do want to say, this is a great time. Great story, honestly. Great stuff. But this is a great time to open fan mail
Oh my god.
that we
I
forgot
totally
about at the beginning
fucking
of the
forgot
story.
about that.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that in the housekeeping.
Housekeeping was supposed to be a thing here.
Well, we did housekeeping. We just forgot the important part
What I
Well,
meant
let's-
was
of
let's
housekeeping.
Let's
was
open it right quick.
Supposed to include this.
Yes, let's open the fan mail real quick.
Yeah.
All
Go ahead, Captain.
Well, we have two pieces.
I vetted this, so it's safe for us to open.
Okay. Yes, you
There's
did.
it's
no
pretty
anthrax?
sick. It's pretty sick.
Which
Yeah.
one
No,
should
I mean,
is
I'm
there
not
an order?
dead.
Does it matter?
It don't matter. I'd open the box last.
Okay. Here.
Who's it from?
This is from
Read their address too.
Sage.
from Sage.
Yes.
Thank you, Sage.
Thank you, Sage.
Whatever this is.
Pretty sick, actually.
Sage.
Alternate reality cocktails. Ooh. We're gonna have to make some of these. Avita
Avitas Carnis.
Avitas
boys were-
Carnis.
Are these? Is
a
this
Bois
custom
Vert.
made?
Yeah,
Holy
this is custom
fuck.
made. Sage made this.
That's
I-
fucking
Holy
lit.
shit, this is incredible. So it's just a
Yo.
bunch of alternate reality, some ARG cocktails.
Yeah.
We got the Vita Carnis, we got the Bois Vert, we've
Bois
got
Vert.
the Monument Mythos. This house has people in it. Uh-oh. It's the
there a
Daisy
note?
Brown.
Does it,
Yeah.
is
Oh,
there
yeah.
this drink has people?
It just says enjoy.
This drink has people in it, yeah.
Enjoy.
2H32, the Greylock, the Mystery Flush Pit National Park, The Ash vlog. Oh God. It's just a never-ending cup, is what it is.
Yeah.
And the
Drink that
Gemini
never
Home Entertainment. I fucking love this.
That's so cool.
It's
This is
very
incredible.
cool.
That is very cool.
I saw that. I was like,
Can I see it?
dang.
Yeah, here. I'm gonna
So,
use this at my
Sage,
New
if-
Year's party.
Hell yeah.
Sage, if you can reach out to us, let me know if this is, if you like custom made this specifically for us, or if these are like your favorite ARGs, or something. I mean, they are all ones that we covered.
Yeah,
solid
send us an
choices.
email. Definitely.
Except
Dude,
for
this
one- except for
this
one,
fucking this
but-
rips. Yeah,
I
and it's
know.
got a
That does rip.
cool cover on it too.
I
fucking
was telling
awesome.
Mike, I was like, obviously I had to go through the mail before we opened it live, but I was like, yeah, like, there's some pretty cool shit this time.
That's
so.
fucking great.
And they're like legit. Like I wouldn't drink some of these, but they're like legit.
Oh,
like the Daisy Brown is
We're
1
gonna
ounce,
drink all of these.
1 ounce vodka,
should.
2 ounces of
Obviously.
table of sugar, 8 ounces of water, 1 strand of hair.
Duh.
Let's see. The
One of
Greylock
those has
is.
teeth.
Oh yeah, no, it's look at the front of the. It's she or they
Oh, yeah.
made it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was birthed by Sage.
You have
Sage
the
himself.
the Vita Carnis, which
That's
is
fucking cool.
2 ounce vodka, 4 ounce tomato juice, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon pepper, 2 tablespoons of Cajun, 2 tablespoons of parsley, 1 of dill, 1 of garlic, 1 of flavor enhancer, and 1 of spam.
Oh,
Flavor enhancer.
Flavor enhancer. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
All right, well we could read this whole thing,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
very
let's,
cool.
let's open
Cool.
the next one. That's
Alright.
that's super
Mike, you
sick.
wanna do
I
the
love the
next one?
art. The whole thing is just awesome. Yes,
Just give
Put that up somewhere.
Here, I'll prop it up.
The next one is from
Yeah, who's it from?
Warehouse Manager.
Yeah, I don't know who this is from. I have no idea who this is
Fantastic.
from.
Thank you, Warehouse
Diluti
Manager.
Enterprises
Warehouse
Manager.
All right, sir.
I can't get
This
it
is a
out.
Wendy's.
I see what it is, but I can't get it out.
Just pull it.
It's.
Get those little sausages in there.
I legit can't get it out. You get it.
With my fingers.
What did I like? Super seal it back in the
It
box on
seems
accident?
like it.
There's a vacuum.
I can't fucking get it out.
Oh my god.
Here, I got you.
Doug did it once. He'll do it again. This Dimmy Dome.
You have a knife?
do it
What if
again.
you're doing with a knife?
I always got a knife on me, dog.
How do you think he cut those sleeves off?
Exactly.
I flexi ripped them off. Thank you.
My apologies.
Good job. This box opening is doing great.
So strong.
Strong
Strong.
boy. Stronky boy. Oh shit, this is cool.
You saw it already?
I saw a glimpse, yeah. That's fucking cool.
It's a little Nick Nocturne
It's a little Nick Nocturne.
They're Fursona.
persona
Oh,
Hell yeah.
thing statuette.
That's
neat.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Put that up right in front. Next to our Diluti sign.
Don't
It's
take it
number
out of the
one.
box.
It's number 1.
Don't take it out of the box.
Is it
I
number-
won't.
Number.
Don't
Number
do it.
one.
Limited
until I-
edition, 569 made, and we have number 1.
Until I've
Nice.
put most of
Oh,
my
shit.
scrotum in there.
Seriously?
Don't take it out of
Yeah.
the box.
Is it actually one of?
It says number 1.
Damn.
So whoever sent this
Wait.
is the only person that. No, I'm just kidding.
He sold exactly one of them, and we have
It
it.
said there's 500. It said there's 569 made.
But we got the first
But we
one.
have the first.
Doesn't
one.
mean they got sold.
We got the first one.
Sick.
We got the first.
That's like at
Fursona.
least $5 more than what they paid for it, right?
Yeah. Oop, thank you, Nick Nocturne.
Oh,
Thank you for. thank you, Nick Nocturne.
yeah.
Thank
I
you,
mean,
warehouse
I-
manager.
If,
Thank you,
if
warehouse
you sent
manager.
us the Nick Nocturne, I guess send us an email being
Let us
like,
know.
"Hey, that was me."
Yeah, because all we have is warehouse.
It just says,
manager.
yeah, it just
Yeah.
says warehouse.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, everyone. Yeah.
It's the guy that works in our warehouse.
Yeah.
It's
Obviously,
the only
yeah.
employee that works there.
He's the one that cleans up the audience when they get too moldy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. That's super sweet and super awesome.
Hell yeah.
We look forward to more fan mail. That's really awesome. That
That was
definitely
fucking cool.
Gonna
I-
make some cocktails out of that one.
I love. Yes. Oh my god, I love both of these things.
Yes,
Custom
I
made.
just like randomly thought of it while I was like, oh shit, we didn't do that. So
For
we
my,
did it.
for my New Year's party. I'm gonna make the drinks that.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
100%.
Love that.
I'm
I'll
sure
supply the
everybody
hair.
will love it too.
Everyone have Essence of Doug.
I milked Doug for his essence. And
Ew.
Here you go.
Here's his cum.
Yeah, it All right.
Should I go to the
on,
next?
say it, I guess.
Go to the next story. Where
Yeah,
do you
looks
want
like-
to
looks
rate
like you're-
that one? By the way, I'm gonna rate it.
Like 5.
I'll
dogs?
rate it a 2.5. Not the scariest thing I've ever seen, but it is. You know, I'm going 3 because it's on brand with what I am right now.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
3.
I'll
This
I'll
is
give
like
it a
your
2.
wheelhouse, Zach.
Yeah.
Let's really make
Yeah.
these people feel bad
2.
about what they've done here.
Let's make sure they never come back.
Never write to us again.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna shit on everything that happens.
That's our whole
So
thing. You know
Well,
All
let
right.
me go to the next one here.
Alright.
This one's by Randy W.
Randy.
Cue up that music, big boy.
Oh yeah, thank you.
This is just fart noises. So
That's all it is. 2.5 hours.
Alrighty. Get me going. Get me going, mama. Come on. Come on.
Oh, mama.
Oh, mama.
hey, Bradley.
Oh, the jerk are lurking on my dang-a-leg. All right. Growing up in a Hispanic household, you're bound to hear about scary legends, like the Chupacabra or La Llorona. But those never scared me compared to the actual stories. But those never scared me compared to the actual stories my family had witnessed. I have 2 semi-short stories.
I got a semi-short.
Number 1.
I got
There it is. There it is. I broke
Mike is
him.
breaking early tonight.
The music isn't helping. All right, number 1.
That's the best part.
The man who leaped from tree to tree. Monkey man! My grandma told me that when she was younger, she was in charge of taking care of her siblings. They would play in the fields of my great-grandpa's farm. Across the street, there were a few houses, and all the kids would hang out together. One day, a man showed up, and he was doing magic tricks for the kids. Never a good sign when a man just shows up and does magic.
You got a few clowns like that.
They kill.
Some of them, yeah.
He was an older Mexican man who seemed like he was probably on something, but the kids were still excited to see the man. He was an older Mexican man on cocaine or something.
Fantastic. So we had Meth Ghost, and now we got Meth Mexican.
Meth the man. We got Method Man.
He would grab a handkerchief and a rubber band, tie it so that it resembled a person, then it would snap his finger, the cloth would dance. All the kids were shocked, but my grandma told me that something didn't feel right about it. So she went inside and got her mom, and she made him leave. It wasn't until my grandma got older that my great-grandma told her. That man was known for being possessed, and that he uses black magic. He was seen jumping from palm tree to palm tree, and even flying late at night. All I know, South Texas is very scary. Such a scary place where evil things take place. Number 2. The boy. When my mom was about 16, she had went to her aunt's wedding. My great aunt was a really mean lady who had to be in control of everything. One of the rules for her wedding was she didn't want any kids at the wedding, which for Hispanics is often very weird, especially because of the quantity of kids there are. So my mom and the rest of the teens were sent outside to watch the children while the wedding happened. And everything went smooth. The reception was a good one, and then everyone went home. A week later, the pictures came back. And in the main picture, where they gathered everyone for a group photo, you can see a small boy standing next to my great-grandpa. The one thing about the boy is he had legs of a rooster. At first, everyone in my family was shocked, and some thought it was faked, or maybe the image was printed wrong, but no, it was 100% legit. Since then, the image has been hidden at my great aunt, and it had been hidden, and my great aunt that wanted everything to be perfect for her wedding is now plagued with this being the only one thing anyone remembers.
Rooster boy, rooster boy.
You got Monkey Man and Cock Boy.
Cock boy. Oh, no.
Cocaine magician and rooster boy.
Cock child.
It's like, nope.
We're gonna have to bleep
It's like the
that out.
very unhinged version of like those insurance commercials with the lemu.
Emu, emu.
Yeah.
And Doug.
Yeah, I would say for the Flying Magician, I would give this story a 3. And, you know, I'll give it a 3.5. Pretty spooky, but
Yeah,
I am not.
The first
I'm
one.
not traumatized here.
I would
This is
say
more
for the
incredible
second
thing.
story, you should have sent pictures.
Yeah, where's the picture? You
And if
hoe?
you did, my bad.
True.
I don't see any
Send it
here
in.
though.
Yeah, you said that
Yeah,
your
I
great
mean, I
aunt
didn't
has
check
it.
attachments on these when I made this document.
That's
all right?
fair. If it was there, sorry, but if not,
Guess I can go into our email real
Yeah,
quick.
picker it didn't happen.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, too long, didn't read.
Oh, TLDR cockboy.
Too long, didn't read it. I'm happy for you, or sad, whatever, whichever. Yeah, no, kid with rooster feet. That kind of reminds me of like a Baba Yaga situation.
Yes.
Boy
That's what I was
Yaga.
thinking.
Yeah,
The chicken
which
legs.
I think that's more of like a. Isn't that more of like a, what? Not like a Russian or like
that's more
that
like
area.
Baba Yaga is like Eastern European.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Eastern
Yeah.
European. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I don't.
He's probably just a kid with prosthetic legs, and now everybody's like,
Yeah.
afraid of him.
No pictures.
Boo.
Randy, you done fucked up.
This goes from a 3.5 down to a 3 because no pictures. Randy, you should have supplied a photo.
Yeah, three roosters out of 5.
3 bagawks out of 5 says this guy.
3 bagaw. I guess I can take the next one.
Sure. Jason left, so I'm gonna attempt to turn on the music for you. Is that it? It's not playing. It's not playing.
Why you are bad, Phil.
Open.
It doesn't matter. No one's gonna hear this except for us.
All right, editor, do you think? Go ahead, Doug.
All right, whatever, dude. Whatever. Well, editor, fuck you. All right. All right. This next one comes from Gracie Lou. Hi guys, I've been a really big fan of the show for over 2 years now. Catastrophe Crow was my first episode, and I just kind of instantly fell in love with the series. LOL. Thank you. I've always wanted to submit my story, but an experience from my for hometown horrors, but I've always just been a little too nervous to share.
So let's make sure to be very extra hard.
I get
Make
it.
them feel very bad.
I get the nervousness. I grew up in a small, itty-bitty town in North Alabama. No political affiliation. We had our house built in 2007. Great timing, right? LOL. And we were one of the first houses in the subdivision. On the right side of the neighborhood was a horse pasture, and the other side was all farmland. I don't know the history of the land, but I know my country was rich Native American. My county has rich Native American history. Well, what wasn't covered up the main highway is literally the Trail of Tears. I don't remember when things started happening, as I was in first grade when we moved in. I'm a baby, I know. I can remember making a note in my mind that I was turning my closet light off because when I would come back to my room and the light would be on, even though there was no way someone could have been in my room. Sometimes the door would be open and that kind of stuff. Then it started to escalate. I would be in my room, and clear as day, I would hear someone call out my name. I would answer back, no response. Then, when I went downstairs, nobody would be home. Spooky stuff, right? My mom remembers the stuff like that happening to her as well. We always said we had a mimic in the house. Our kitchen had an opening above the sink where you could see into the living room. I don't know what they are called, but it was like a window. My mom always had it decorated with like a dish for her jewelry when she would wash the dishes, and like a candle and stuff like that. And there was a pillar on the right-hand side. It was where the wall ended, and we would be looking down and washing dishes, and then you would see someone walk past, but no one would come around the corner. Hey, I have fucking shout-out people in my house, too. I get it. Okay, so I don't even know how many times that happened.
What? Do they come around the corner?
They be coming.
Around the corner?
Actually, they'd be shooting out of the fucking like walls and just like shooting giant cum shots.
corner spoots!
Cool. Anyways, so my mom always, my mom always had it. Oh, I already read that.
Sorry.
I don't even know how many times that happened. I would walk around the corner and be like, "Hello, who the fuck is in my house? Hello." And my sister and I were always so terrified to go upstairs alone. We had to have someone go up with us. You could literally feel the difference in the air. There was one time I walked up the stairs alone, and I turned my head, and there was something with glowing red eyes in my sister's room. I've never run down the stairs so fast. We would see shadow people all the time. They were always in the corner of the room, day, night, dusk, dawn, didn't matter what time of day. I saw them all the time. We also would hear footsteps, doors closing, doors opening. It was awful living there sometimes. I can remember yelling, "Shut up, I don't want to deal with this today." And as soon as
You're reading this, like the tone that you're reading this is like it is like an everyday experience, and they're just sick of it. They're not scared anymore.
Oh yeah, they're just like
I would-
fed the
I would
fuck
wake
up.
up.
So over it.
I would wake up, they'd be there, go the fuck away. I'm tired. I have to go to
Just
work.
fuck off.
I'm just trying to sleep, man. Like, I haven't got a wink of fucking sleep. All right, so where are we? As soon as my dad started traveling for work, he was an aerospace engineer, and we moved, it stopped. I've never had anything like that happen anywhere else we've lived. Things have changed a lot since my dad passed away in 2019. It makes things very difficult when y'all tell me to go kiss my dad, like I guess I'll kiss the jar, lol, JK. Hey, sometimes, you know. This
Yeah, I got dead dad too. It's alright. At least yours is in a jar. Mine's still in the cardboard box. They shipped him back to my mom. So.
we haven't unpacked him yet.
Yeah.
Nor have we unpacked that. Anyway, let's keep
Hey,
moving.
He has a house. Look at it that way.
He's safer that way. They say that the person you think of when you have something spooky happen is the person that is visiting you, and I feel his presence often. I just recently adopted a dog. On the day I brought him home, we weren't 2 minutes down the road when the radio on my mom's car switched over to a different station that was playing Who Let the Dogs Out. We were both like, what the heck? My mom switched it back to the station she wanted to listen to, and then another minute or two it switched over to that station again, and the words were, "I will always be in love with you." My mom said the song was one that my dad and her always listened to. I cried like a baby. I don't believe in coincidences. I'm a big spiritual believer, and I truly believe that that was my dad. Nothing was touching the radio, and my mom hasn't had that happen since. I feel like this email is way too long. I'm so sorry for that. I have so many other stories to share, and I'm more than happy to condense this if you want. Too late. P.S. Sorry
No.
for the dead dad joke. They just make me feel better. Hey, I'm at that stage too. I get it.
Yep.
You got to make jokes about it if you want to keep going on. So
Absolutely.
no need to apologize. Yeah, that was.
That's one of those instances where like if anyone's ever heard of string theory or knows what that is,
We were talking about it a little bit last week.
nice.
we
Yeah.
sure were.
That reminds me of like this story reminds me of that. Like simply the act of like thinking about him and then also hearing the things that he might have heard. Like all of those things remind me of like, okay, cool, the universe remembers that pattern and it's now sending it to you.
Yeah. It's funny because this is very similar to the story that Chucky told last week that brought up the entire
String
discussion.
theory. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
He
Almost
saw
to a
his
T.
mom across the street on a sidewalk looking at him.
Damn.
Yeah, and it like wasn't until he had passed and like saw her that he realized, oh my god, that was my mom.
Holy shit.
And then
It
bus drives
unlocked
by and she's not there
It
anymore.
unlocked
kind
his
of thing.
ghost hunting abilities. And he's
the rest
like,
is history.
It was his supervillain origin story.
yeah, I would give that. I'm gonna give that a 3.5 because it started off spooky, but then ended on a kind of a happier note, I guess, like a nice closure note.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm not really spookified by it. I'm not gonna say don't look under, but the beginning made me want to say don't look under.
I'd give it a 3.5 too. I like stories like this where it feels like
personal.
It does. It feels personal. It doesn't feel like someone's like trying to write a.
We have the giant penis. What are you doing?
We can't show that on video.
We're
You can't just whip your dick out on video, Mike. God.
Watch me. Yes, you can. Fucking
People
watch me.
review sex toys
Yeah,
on
Papa
YouTube
Meat
all the
does
time.
advertisements for Bad Dragon and shows the dildos.
Oh,
You
really?
know that- yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he blurs them out a little bit though.
a unicorn penis doesn't look like a fucking man penis, though.
You got
You're
me
not
there.
wrong.
You got,
got
me.
me.
You're not wrong.
You got me on that one.
I've seen my fair share of dragon dick, all right?
I watched a man shave his asshole on YouTube one time.
Bro.
You didn't share the
Links.
link? You didn't do like a watch party? That would have been great.
Deludy watch party. Man
Deludy
shaves
watches a
ass.
man shave his own ass.
Man shaves asshole.
You're not supposed to do that because then that's actually make your butt worse when you poop because the hair's there for friction. It helps. So
Yeah, and
don't
also,
shave your asshole.
If you, if
Does
you
it
don't have
smear
hair down
worse?
Mm-hmm.
there, you can't have silent farts.
I shaved my asshole, and it's way easier to clean.
Mm.
I'm calling, because like if you,
You
got a
look
hairy
like
butthole,
you're just shaving
But you
everywhere.
chafe easier though. It's like shaving your armpits. You're not supposed
but
to really
it's like-
do that
it's
because
like
it's for
pulling-
friction.
no, not really.
It's like pulling peanut
Come
butter
from
on a
somebody
shag
who
carpet
has
at that point.
experience. It doesn't chafe worse.
I trimmed my armpits like when I was in like junior high or some shit, like no, high school probably, and I will never do it again. It was
Yeah,
the itchiest
never.
experience of
Itchy
my life.
as fuck.
Anyway, 3.5.
I trim
Sorry
my
about your
armpits
dad.
too. I trim everything, but anyway, let's move on, I guess.
Fucking Matt's just smooth AF.
Yeah, are you
That's-
like?
he
are
just
you butter?
he gives
Are you smooth?
I'm mostly. I'm not like hairless.
You
not
sound
a lot
like
of
it.
hair.
That sounds like someone without hair would say.
Not like a Ken doll.
Just check the group chat later.
Hell yeah.
He'll show us his hair.
Yeah.
We'll report back
Send hair.
next week. If we start the episode very concernedly, you'll know that a monstrosity was.
We're gonna be like,
was
yeah,
thrust
we haven't
on
talked
us.
to Matt in a while.
Matt, you're gonna get a call from HR later. Just go ahead and accept that for me.
You're gonna see a Zoom.
You want to go? You want to go next? No, who's next?
No, Matt.
Matt's next.
Matt's
I
next.
think Matt's up next.
Oh yeah. Hey,
It's me.
Hey, let's
it's
go.
me.
Kakasu.
Not Jim as in J-I-M. Gem as in J-E-M.
JYM. GYM.
Gime.
Guy.
My name is Jim,
My name
and
is.
I work
Oh, sorry.
Jim Chile. And I work at a factory that makes medical parts and whatnot. Supposedly, the factory is haunted. There have been various reports from coworkers of weird little things happening, like seeing people out of the corner of your eye that aren't there. Anytime there's a weird noise or a misplaced item, we jokingly blame it on the ghost. We've nicknamed it John Company Name. What a
I love
catchy
John
name.
Company name.
Yeah, John Company Name. I've never had an encounter with the ghost, so I struggle to believe it, and it's hard to gauge whether my coworkers genuinely believe it or not. My supervisor happens to be my grandmother, and she definitely believes. One day, we were joking about the origins of the ghost. My grandmother came in. My grandmother came in and explained that it's the ghost of her boyfriend who passed away 20 plus years ago.
His name
she
was
claims
John
that the
Company
ghost
Man.
was John Company Man. She claims that the ghost activity only started after he died. The whole thing is fascinating to me. I wish I had an experience with the ghost to share here.
Jem, you're supposed to send us personal stories. This is your grandmother's story. Your grandmother should have
Jem.
sent this in.
Unless
If
she's
Jem's
her own
grandmother
grandma.
had gotten married to her boyfriend, Jem could be Jem Company Name.
Gem Company name.
I
Missed
envy
opportunity.
that was a thing they could have done.
I would be pissed the fuck off if I died and became a ghost and was stuck haunting my 9 to 5.
Can you? Well, I brought that up last week where I was like, man, like it kind of like the whole like being stuck in repetition as a ghost would like just it would suck ass.
Well, so they're not conscious. They're not aware of that.
No, they're not. But like, can you imagine like dying 20 plus years ago and then like now you're on some fucking idiot's podcast being talked about?
That's the big reveal. Like,
And now you guys are talking about my dead grandpa.
this is what they've been waiting for. Jesus fuck. Oh, well, thank you for your grandmother's story. I don't really know what to say about it.
Yeah, I don't have much on
Yeah, this is more fun than spooky, but
It was.
not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, we got a lot of stuff to go through. So like,
we do.
Can I get a job?
You just move right along?
you got a job for me?
Well, okay, if we're moving right along, let's move on to Katie L's story.
Nope.
Nope.
You're right. Let's move on to Nicholas G's story.
Yep.
Much better. Let me get this ambiance going. Okay. Story from Nicholas G. So this is a ghost story.
I edited it.
I thank you for that, Doug. We now all know where we're coming from. Like we're all this. Like we get it. We know what to expect. So, a few years back, my grandfather passed, and he left my mom his desk. She put it in her spare room she had. Well, my oldest niece, who was 9 or 10 at the time, went into the room to get some paper and pens so she and her siblings could draw. Well, she got them and came back out, and she said, Great-Grandpa said I can have all the paper I want and to say hi to you guys. And she just ran away from the dining table. A few days later, I just got off of work. It was overnight at Home Depot at the time. I was making myself some dinner, and I heard some footsteps come from the back of the room and thought nothing of it. Then, while cooking, I heard, first, mistake number one, you always think something of the footsteps. While cooking, I heard my name. Nicholas, in his deep voice, and felt something touch my shoulder. It made me jump, but it also felt sad because somebody's blocking. Made me jump, but also felt sad because it was still fresh and said hi,
You're
Grandpa.
having a hard time there, aren't you?
It's because people keep doing things and they keep blocking the sentence I'm on. It was still fresh and said hi, Grandpa, and took my food to my room and called it a night/day. That's when the shit flew across the room. It was just a big old poopy.
The big old shit.
Just a big old shit right across the screen. I know!
Wow.
Dang.
I mean, saying your name in deep voices when no one's home.
Nicholas. Nicholas, I hold you.
Why are like warehouses and like tool places haunted?
Because they're full of tools.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what that means, but
that tracks.
They're haunted because a lot of warehouses and shit don't follow OSHA mandates like they're supposed to. There's a lot of deaths there.
death happens often.
Death does happen often. Menard's warehouses, they're kind of poopy.
Yeah, you and I
Not
both
the
have
most safe
experience
place
there.
to
No,
be.
fuck
They break
no.
a lot of rules.
How many people
Didn't
died?
Menards also get in trouble for just like dumping like raw
Oh, probably.
like, waste into a river?
Let's say allegedly, so John Menard doesn't sue us. Is that John Company name?
Oh shit! Oh shit! It is.
And we saw a fucking chemical fire happen in one of their warehouses.
Chemical
didn't
fire.
Didn't someone get like killed in like a carpet like not too long ago?
No,
like
a guy
wrapped
got-
up in a like
Sorry,
a.
Nicholas, this isn't about your story.
No, I'm
This is
so
about
sorry.
A
Menards.
guy
It's about
died
Menards
from
now.
a forklift falling on them.
Yeah. Heart attack in the bathroom.
Heart attack in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Ghost in the anus. Yeah, it's all real crazy
All the
stuff.
standard-
at
Anyway,
the-
Nicholas,
at the Menards.
October.
I'm sorry, man. There's not a lot going on here, so I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Like, just hearing Nicholas is scary, but I need a bit more oomph to it.
Yeah, it could be one of your coworkers, like just around the corner,
Yeah.
Was one of your
playing a
coworkers
goof.
or just in the bathroom, and that's like you pissed them off recently, and now they're having a struggle of a shit, and that's the name that came to mind?
We really need the Family Feud like wrong buzzer on cue.
That's
close enough.
That's all I got. It's either that or this.
Oh well.
Yeah, that'll work. Anyway, so how many more do we want to do, boys? 'Cause we're an hour in. Do we want to go to like an hour 15, see how we're feeling?
I don't give a fuck, Mike.
Well, I mean, we have
God,
a lot-
fuck you.
We're like halfway through. We might as well just keep going.
Yeah, to the 2-hour mark.
Let's
Yeah,
let's just keep going.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Honestly,
let's hit me with this one. Ready? Wait, it's Matt's turn. No, Matt just went. You just went. It's my
I just
turn.
went. Yeah, we're all
All right,
here.
Cue up that ambience.
The Omni pants.
The Omni pants.
The Omni pants. Here come the Omni pants.
This little ditty is from KDL. My mom has always told me that I was a nightmare to put to bed. She told me that the first time she actually got me to go to sleep without waking up constantly throughout the night was when I was 2 years old. Dog, I can relate, let me tell you what.
Dog.
As a kid, I always found it really hard to go to sleep. My mind would constantly be so distracted by random noises like floorboards creaking, muffled talking from the TV downstairs, etc. You got ADD, I think is what's going on here. My brain would still be awake at like 2 a.m. on a school night. This is when I first heard my dead grandparents talk. I was lying in bed, still awake at God knows what time, when I hear what sounded like an older couple bickering. Suddenly, it suddenly wasn't my parents because they were already in bed. It was whispered bickering. I kept hearing an older woman say, "Do you have to be so loud? You've woken her up. Look, she's awake." Followed by an older man saying, "What do you mean woke her up? She was already awake." I was so confused. My eyes darted around the room, trying to see where the noises was coming from. The bickering still going on until I look into a dark corner of my room. Clearly, nothing was there. The older woman's voice shushes the man. I stare into the corner now, frightened. The man says in an aggravated tone, "What? What? There's a pause until the woman pipes up. "Oh, she's looking at us." Now, to tell you that my heart didn't drop out of my 8-year-old ass is an understatement.
Whoa.
I
Can't
cover
say
my
that shit.
I covered myself with the blanket, but I waited until the sun came up to fall asleep. I didn't hear anything for the rest of the night. It was like they got caught out, and then that was it. I told my mom about it the next day, and she just said I was dreaming. I definitely wasn't. I found out years later while I was out drinking with my mother that before I was born, my grandfather died of an aneurysm in that same room. Whoa! About 2 years after my grandmother died. I already told that story to my mom, and she remembered me saying it to her, but didn't want to tell me anything about my grandparents because it freaked me out even more. Looking back, it's nice to know that my grandparents were watching over me, but Jesus Christ, did they have to give themselves away like that? Hopefully you guys picked my story. We did! It's kind of wholesome, which isn't really something that Hometown Horrors would have, but maybe you guys want to hear it this year. Thank you guys. Kit. It's not scary, but I mean, it is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie, because like hearing just a conversation between ghosts and they're like sentient and like they know that you're looking at them and shit. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 as well, because it's not overly terrifying. Like these weren't like malicious. Obviously, they're loving spirits, but still kind of creepy. Where they're like, she's looking at us and like stuff like that.
Something's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
I will say, if we're doing based on horror, I'd give it a 2. I like the story, however. Good story. I don't want that to detract from it at all.
Good story. Good story. I would agree.
2 out of 5 spooks, though.
2 out of 5.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 3.
I like this one because all the stories so far are like actual personal stories, and that's good.
Yeah.
So that raises them up.
Yep.
At least a point.
I would agree. Jason, what do you think?
So I'll give it a 3.
I think that I like these ones simply because the ones that talk about like total terror and not something as heartwarming usually give off an air of like this is probably fake.
I made this up.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
These ones that add like an emotional like touch to it. I don't know. That's
when they
super strong emotions like.
When they get
That's
too
more
scary, you
believable.
get what we got last year, which was a bunch of people making shit up.
Don't let anyone hear you say that.
No, they can hear me. That's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I want you all to know. We know that you made up a bunch of those stories.
I basically have already said that when I told people to send their stuff in.
Yeah, we know. We know when
That's
they're
fine.
fake. It's not hard to tell.
It's really not hard to tell.
Some of
There's
y'all
literally-
aren't the
there's-
storytellers you think you are.
We literally got one that says...
Yeah, we got her.
We literally got an email this year, and it just says... this story is by it was like they put their like author name on it and shit. And I was
By
like,
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah, I enjoyed that story. Not all of them have to be super scary. As long as they have like scary undertones, I like it.
yeah, I mean,
like two
spooky is
ghosts
spooky.
having an argument in the corner and like recognizing that you're staring at them. Pretty spooky concept, even if they're good
We don't
ghosts.
expect that.
Yeah, exactly. So
At all.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. Don't look unders. So
3.5 don'ts under the look internet.
yeah, that.
Good looking.
Yeah.
Cooking.
all right.
Doug, you want to take this one over? It's from a
The
name
old-
we know.
The old Tory Blocker.
We know
Y'all-
Tory.
Long time listener.
First time emailer in.
Yeah,
but that's not even true.
This drinking?
Yeah.
we'll take a shot for Mr.
Take a
Yo-ho
shot
for
for me.
Captain Tory. True story. And all the stories that came before.
All right. All right.
Would you like some ambiance, Doug? Something to get you in the mood? Yeah, sure. You're never in the mood anymore.
Because you don't respect
He's
me.
tired.
It's true.
You never
He's tired
touched
from raising
me.
all these kids.
You don't send me flowers anymore.
We don't talk anymore.
All right. So, howdy, fellas. It's Tori from Texas. I'm tossing my spook into the witch's hat this season. The following took place starting in the spring of 2023 and carried on until moving out of that apartment last December. I'm opting for this one because of the supplemental stuff I'm going to attach, which I actually did watch and we can follow up. We'll figure out how to deal with that later. Okay. I do wildlife management and relocation out of Houston. I've been in the business for a decade and have seen some really bizarre things in the places I've been sent to crawl under, over, or through. I see lots of attics and crawl spaces, perfect environments to get my deludi on. This particular job found me leaving Houston for the small town of Splendora. It's as hillbilly as one might imagine. The name... Yeah, okay. The job was to seal up a home against rodent entry, and the joint was vacant, which is perfect because fuck people, yo. I highly agree with that. I got to work, which generally means I'm locating an attic, so I can arm up some snap traps or live cages, depending on whatever I'm doing battle with at the time. It took me an unusual amount of time to locate the attic at this house, a weird covered drive shape shaped kind of like a barn, had been built on the side of a house. I finally located the door to the attic about 15 feet up on the wall, which is weird, but I'm used to weird. I listen to you sex perverts for fuck's sake.
I'm not a sex pervert. That's Jason.
The OG sex pervert.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
Okay.
You were just talking about no, okay.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
god damn
moving
it!
on.
Oh my god, I regret everything. I regret the joke. I regret the fucking lead in. I regret everything.
But
God
it was about to
damn.
get so much weirder.
It sure is, Tori. It sure is.
You have no idea.
It's like you listen to us. So I pop my ladder up on the wall and climb up to unlatch the door.
It's not the only thing.
God damn it! I knew one of us could not fucking resist that one.
Popped my ladder. All right, so I have to lean to the side to swing the door open. And when I popped my head in and turned on my flashlight, I nearly fell off my ladder. I was staring at 3 skeletons. Well, Santa Muerta statues. If you're not familiar with this particular belief system, these death idols aren't meant to be creepy. They're associated with protection, healing, and financial well-being. Usually, though, it can get dark depending on the practitioner. I'd encountered them before, but generally on proper altars in closets and such. I get over my shock and climb on in to check them out because this is seriously fucking cool. And there are 3 in total, all different heights. I'm guessing the tallest was under 4 feet tall. Per usual, they are surrounded with offerings, cash, trinkets, pictures, and such, and I already knew better than to even think about touching any of that because I had no idea what the practitioner's intent or desire was with these things. Being familiar with various branches of the occult and magic for most of my life, I know not to fuck around and find out. Very good. You've done well so far. So I go about my business, setting snap traps to kill any rats that may be trapped inside when I'm done working. And as I arm the first trap, I realize that there is a worship area where offerings are made. Am I about to inadvertently offer sacrifices to these idols whose intent, again, I just don't know? Oh, hell no. I set the traps as far from the statues as possible, and while speaking to the statues, explaining why I'm there, what I'm doing, and the fact that if anything is caught or killed by my work, it is not intended for them. It is merely a job I'm being paid to do, and that I respect their space. So far, you're killing it, man.
Covering all your bases. You're going real legal with these
I
guys.
mean, shit, I wouldn't want to leave with fucking something pissed at me
Now
either.
sign here.
Sign right here.
Initial here.
I'm going to need you guys to sign this. So trap set, I begin looking around more, and there's a single folding chair knocked on its side, facing the statues. An old ass propane pump type lantern, and an axe besides a machete. I'm piecing together what may have happened in this place, and having also seen animal sacrifice practice at apartments in Houston associated with bastardized versions of this belief, those tools and chairs just got a lot creepier.
You know, as one does, they just experience that every now and again.
Sometimes, you know.
You know.
As I'm thinking, I look down and realize I'm holding the axe. I had no memory of picking it up, no intention to do that. I don't fuck around and find out with this shit. I know better. So what the ever-living fuck? I gently put it down and immediately apologize for picking it up, and I tell them that was not intentional, and I get the fuck out of there. I'm on the site for several hours, and then I drive back to Houston, pick up my son, carry on with life. The very next day, I get a motion notification from the camera set up outside my kitchen, which is weird because I also have a cam set up pointed at the door and the only way out of our apartment. So there's something in my apartment that didn't use the front door or trigger the camera. I pull up the footage and I had to watch it several times to understand what I was seeing. It's the kitchen light. These cameras have night vision, and what I was watching was the camera triggering because the light switch was turned on. Then you hear a click as it's turned off, and everything reverts back to the night vision. This happens multiple times a week. This makes so much more sense. I was watching the video earlier. This happened multiple times a week, sometimes repeating the same day for months, but never when we're home. There was a unusual kind of dark feel about the apartment, as well as returning from the weird barn attic. Both my son and I kept seeing things move out of the corner of our eyes, and we were both independently had experiences of something small, like looking around the corner from behind a bookshelf, outside the kitchen to us when we're sitting on the couch watching TV, and then ducking away as soon as we looked. I thought I was imagining it until my kiddo described the exact same thing. These weird experiences continued until we bought a house in the neighborhood last December and got the fuck out of there. We saged, spoke to whatever it was, and nothing seemed to make it stop. I did make sure to tell whatever this presence was that I was not allowed to follow us when we left, and it didn't, but in hindsight, I should have done that when I was at the creepy-ass barn. Having experienced this, all this, you have to wonder what makes places like that, or worse, are out there right under our noses, and we have no idea. I'm attaching pictures of the barn as well as a few notification clips from the security camera. 2 of them are the lights switching off and a weird third orb that was real enough to trigger a motion-activated camera. You guessed it, going into the kitchen. Hope you guys enjoy the Murder Barn Creeper Kitchen. Keep kicking ass. You guys are really the fucking best, and thanks for keeping it real, putting such fantastic content. Kisses, bitches. Tori from Texas.
Goddamn.
Yeah, that's
No,
gonna
fuck
get a
no.
5 out of 5. Don't look unders on my
that's the
radar.
best one so far.
Yeah,
Holy
that was good.
That's-
And they gave us some attachments. It's
Yeah,
actually kind of sick.
Are any of them of these altars?
I think so. Actually,
Oh
Hold on,
yeah, show me this haunted altar.
Let me download it real quick. The
Can a
skeleton
spirit
statue-
go through the internet? We're about
Oh,
to
yeah.
find out.
That's
watched a
how the
movie about
internet
this.
works.
Damn.
What was that movie we watched?
Where the thing was killing people because they would
one
watch the
missed
video.
call. Ring.
no.
No,
Host.
one missed call is fine.
The host.
Ring.
Don't look under the internet.
Oh,
Yes. No, the host.
Okay, so here's the pictures.
host is an alien.
I don't know if we're gonna show these in
A
the
monster.
video. If whoever's editing this, if you can just like slap this up on the screen at some point, I guess. Here's one of them. Here's another. Oh yeah, okay. Oh shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty
Drop
sick.
them in the Discord.
Yep, I'll do that. Oh yeah, that's sick. Okay.
That's horrifying.
At least the barn is a little open. If that was like an enclosed barn, I'd be like pooping my whole ass. Let me add these.
Just to get hard.
Actually, Tori, you're okay with me sharing this stuff? I want to, I guess, ask beforehand.
I hope so.
Is Tori in the chat?
Yeah, they're talking. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Tori. That shit's spoopy.
Upler to fur. Oh, nope, that's not it. Bing bong. Sorry, I gotta unzip this.
Whoa.
It's all zipped.
Well, while you're sending those,
You know what's unzipped?
Yeah, that's fucking spooky.
I
And
will
yeah.
say the videos I'm not gonna drop in here, but there's one very very like big orb, and it's not like a bug, it's like a fucking orb, which is nice.
Yeah.
You see it go into the kitchen, and then the other video.
Orbs are my specialty. I know a lot about the orbs and
Fuck off, Zach Baggins.
You
how the
have
ghosts
the
react with
expert
those
right
orbs.
here.
Yes, and you all can become experts if you buy my book, Ghost Hunting for Dummies by Zach Baggins.
Looks like it just says ghost hunting dummies.
Ghost Hunting Dummies.
Actually, I think it does say ghost hunting dummies.
So let's look up the chapter on orbs.
Is that
Oh,
a thing?
hell the fuck no.
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just want that
are
for
you
my
seeing
Halloween
this?
decorations.
Right. That's a terrifying space.
That's too many machetes.
There needs to be at least 3 less.
Who's next?
Yeah, probably me.
I think it might be.
Probably
I
me.
think it might
Yeah.
be.
Anyway, yeah, Tori had a kick-ass story, and he brought receipts. So,
Yeah, thank you for
That's
that.
the receipts
Yeah.
part. Holy fuck.
good job. All right, Cyberwire 2006, you're up.
Wait, before you start, here's how to understand orbs. One of the most common images that investigators find are referred to as orbs. Orbs have provoked a lot of controversy within the paranormal field, and although many orbs can be explained, not all of them can.
Mike, I have a present for you. I forgot. I just found it in my pocket. Open up your hand. I'm scared.
Oh, it's a D20! Thank you.
New D20.
Anyway, yeah, just orbs. You can read all about them in my book. Again, Ghost Hunting for Dummies by Zach Bagans. Read
Orbs for stupid people.
Not a sponsor.
All right, Cyberwire 2006, you're up. Dear whoever the fuck is reading this, me. This story isn't exactly the scariest, but okay, we're moving
I
on.
love when they
All
start
right,
with, "Yo, this
Graydon
isn't
N,
scary."
you're up. This story isn't exactly the scariest, but it's entirely true. My younger sister doesn't have a driver's license, but I do. So I would sometimes drive her and her friends to and from school events. After one of these events, I dropped her off at her house and began to drive home. We only lived about 5 minutes away, and she lived in a suburb. We left her house around 10. It was my first time driving through her neighborhood at night, and it was abnormally dark. None of the streetlights were working, but were there and very few houses... Hold on.
Hell yeah.
None of the streetlights were working, and very few houses had porch lights on. As I drove through the neighborhood, I noticed that the street signs were not any that I had previously seen. I thought I had taken a wrong turn somewhere, so I opened Google Maps to try and find the way out. I had no service. This was especially odd considering now I had plenty of service when I entered. I attempted to turn around and retrace my steps, but it seemed as if the neighborhood had changed. The houses were in the wrong places and appeared more disheveled than before. Eventually, We turn down a road with absolutely no lights, houses, or street signs that we can see. I flash my brights and I see a man, probably, standing in the middle of the road in a black hoodie. He was looking down and I couldn't see his face. I've seen enough horror movies and immediately noped the fuck out of there. After pulling up in reverse and back into the previous road, everything seemed to return to normal. The service returned and we found our way out of the neighborhood and back home. Interestingly, the clock in my car and the clock on my phone had an hour difference between them, but my car was kinda old, so that might be why. This hasn't happened since, but I am heading back on Thanksgiving break and I will be sure to see if anything happens again. I'm not sure what was up with that. I think it's either a glitch in the Matrix sort of deal, or I and my sister were tired or insane. Anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. I think you got teleported.
Yeah, probably.
I think you got
It's
you
like the lamp
drove through
story
a portal to another neighborhood somewhere on another part of the country, which is why your cell phone's time changed.
Didn't we read,
And then you teleported back.
didn't we read an SCP where they like changed the
It's the GPS.
The GPS, the
Yeah.
Elevix Electronics.
that's this.
In 400 miles, turn a right.
yeah,
This also reminds me of a our No Sleep post that eventually got turned into a book and I think is getting made into a movie where it's
that.
called like it's called something left's creepypasta.
Something
I can find it
something
real quick.
Well, that's like
This is important.
That's like how House of Leaves got started. It was just
Yeah.
like a living document online for a while.
Yeah, the left-right game. If
Oh,
you've never read
yes!
this, you should read it. It's very long, but it's very worth
Yes.
it. It's maybe the best creepypasta like No Sleep thing I've ever read.
it's
Left,
real.
right
fucking-
game.
Yeah, left-right game.
Yeah,
is
the
so
idea
good.
is basically if you take off at any point in a neighborhood and you turn left and then right a certain number of times, you'll basically get teleported into another dimension.
Yeah.
And it's really
It's
good.
very well done.
If you want to hear us do creepypastas again, just
would
blow
love
us
to.
up because
Seriously.
we've been really chomping at the bit to do some like fucking acting and
Some voice act, like some easy, like
We just
not-
don't,
I don't
because
want to write my own shit right now. That's really what it comes to.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4.
4 don'ts under
4
the
don't
look
look
internet.
unders. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
pretty
creepy
good.
one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Creepy people.
Yeah.
Creepy,
Creepy sheepy.
Creepy paper.
And yeah, you're right. You probably did get a teleport. You
Guillermo.
probably did a teleport into a demon realm.
Guillermo.
Did you see Yu Yu Hakusho there in the demon realm?
I hope so.
He's there somewhere. I think.
Yusuke, you're a meshy.
You're a meshy.
Damn it, you're a meshy.
Damn it, you're a meshy.
Anyways,
use my dimension sword on you, brother.
Are you guys ready for another story?
Yeah, let's do
Another
another
home.
sto-
Yeah.
Home.
What do you
Town.
rate it? What do you rate it?
How many don'ts out of the look internet under?
Mm-hmm. Creepy man in the middle of the road where you got teleported. I'm gonna get it a 4. That's creepy.
Yeah, I'd give that a 4. That's like how the fuck? I have no explanation.
You should have ran him over. You know what? 3.5. Should have ran him over.
It's got a point value.
I'll say
Leave
3.
him on the table.
I'm going 4. I'm sticking at 4.
That was a good one though. No, I liked. I've enjoyed all the stories we've been sent so far,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm super excited for some of the ones towards the
Oh
end.
man, I got a long one.
Oh man.
It was like 3 pages.
All right, everybody, make sure to click around in the paragraphs and make it impossible for Mike to read.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Good
my
thing it's
but
Jason's
but
turn.
it's my turn. So
Oh no, we're moving things around. We're moving things around.
what?
Oh,
This is
no.
gonna make no sense anymore.
There you go. You're fine.
Why have you done this? Okay, are
Good
you
thing we
guys-
have the email.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
All right, we're gonna try this out.
I believe in you. You go, girl. You got this.
All right, this is a story sent to us by Graydon N.
Can't see that.
So, I was an active hiker before the army fucked my knees all up. At least that's one of the excuses I tell myself. Not to hike another one of these experiences I had on a mountain trail just outside my home, Walla Walla.
Walla walla.
Is it Walla Walla, Washington?
Walla walla walla
Walla,
walla
Washington?
Washington.
Washington. My best friend Jordan and I have hiked this trail. Okay, I can't do this. Hold on.
Yeah, take the eye patch off, man.
Jesus God.
You need all the help you can
Oh,
get.
this is so much better. My best friend Jordan and I have hiked this trail tons of times before this. And sure, you always feel like you're being watched on the trail, but we never thought much on it. There's no cougars in those mountains. And we had our guns.
Not worth going to, then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, somebody moved this. This makes no sense anymore.
Our guns too, we think are whispers.
This makes no fucking sense. Okay. There's cougars in those mountains. We had our guns.
Cougars in them hills.
So in our minds, no worries.
Cougars, where?
On this particular trip, the hike up was good. Made it further than we ever had. Got a few good pictures. It was on our way back that shit got weird. On our way down the trail, we're walking and talking until we hear what we think are whispers.
It says until.
It does say until. I'm
Yeah,
so
guys,
sorry.
don't want to be a stickler, but when you send a maybe proofread a smidge,
No, I
helps
think
us out a
I think
lot.
they're relying on us to kind of cover these up and make them sound good. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we're not
I don't
going
know.
to do that.
We were walking and talking until we hear what we think are whispers from the tree line to our right. It wasn't just one voice. It sounded like hundreds of people whispering. We're looking to the tree line. We spot a woman.
Push to 9/11.
We spot a woman standing in between two trees just staring at us. She did this for a few seconds before walking behind a sapling tree and just vanishing. Let me say, we were horrified, but also bewitched by this lady's beauty. Long blonde hair, super tall, had a dress that looked to be made on spider's webs.
It's the cougar.
Spooters! It's a spagooter cougar. Spagooter cougar.
Spagooter cougar.
We are going off the fucking rails.
Spagooger cougar cooter.
We're just word associating now. Spagooter cougar, cougar gooter, googie googie boogie.
Cougar cooter.
Spoot and cougar.
But for the life of us, when we try to remember the details of her face, it's fuzzy. But the more we try to remember, the worse our memory gets. So logically, we got the hell out of Dodge. We got off the trail, got onto the main dirt road, ready to make the 10-minute walk to the car. Now, a habit I have is to check the time when we get to the dirt road so I can text my aunt when we'll be at her place. We noticed something was wrong. The left turn on the dirt road didn't seem to be getting any closer to us, even though we felt like we were walking for 20-ish minutes. We came up with a plan and a test. Focus on something that down the road. When you reach it, snap your focus to something else further down the trail. It worked. We eventually made it to the car, and before we get in, I checked the phone again. 3 hours, 3 goddamn hours we walked the same place like we were on the treadmill. We haven't been back, and we tried to talk about it, but we took that as a sign or warning by the lady that we saw. Fuck with my woods and you won't leave. That's what we assumed, at least. Sorry for this being long-winded and probably filled with grammar errors, but love the podcast, and if y'all have a logical explanation, please tell me.
Drugs.
Yeah, no, it's for sure.
Great drugs.
That's exactly what my experience is like when I get really high.
Oh yeah,
I just sit there and loop.
whenever I do mushrooms, yeah, it's just a hyperloop.
Yeah.
You don't
Over
do
and over.
mushrooms.
It's like I'll just be sitting on the couch, and then it's like 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit,
You don't do mushrooms.
sitting on the couch.
That's just a comedy bit.
You're right.
There's some sort of medical area that would not like to hear that. So that's just a joke.
It's okay. Nothing that, again, as we put at the front of every one of these episodes, we are not experts. We don't know what we're talking about.
No, we're stupid.
You can't take any of the things we say at face value.
I have to fill out a federal background check form here in like a week. So
So it says here you show up
I'm
on,
sorry.
on several government lists.
Government, if you're
Why
listening,
is
don't.
that?
Good thing we call you Moot most of the time. They don't know
Yeah.
your real name.
yeah, they can't Google
Yeah.
me.
Nope.
Take that.
Yeah, I would give this
Take that, federal government.
Spooky Lady in the Woods and Lapse of Time. I love that
The
idea.
time lapse is fucked
I
because
love when that happens in movies. I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I love in a movie when people are freaking the fuck out. They're lost and confused in an area they don't recognize, and they've been going for what they think is like 15 minutes, but it's been like 4 hours, and they're like, "Where the fuck did time go?" Love that. Love that
yeah.
concept.
I think one of my favorite uses of like this trope is Grave Encounters, the movie.
Hell yes.
They're like stuck
Yeah.
in that place, and it's like
For, like,
always night.
years.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I love that movie.
it's so good. Have you seen the Korean version, the Gunjinam Asylum?
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
That one's it's
one of the
better.
best.
Anyway,
Have you guys ever seen this pretty obscure movie called Groundhog Day?
No, I've never heard of it.
That's one of my
Oh,
favorite
who's
movies.
Phil?
I'm not even gonna lie. Top 10 movie for me. Very good. Very fun.
very groundhog.
Very demure.
Very demure.
Demure.
Demure. I hate that. I hate that trend. Go fuck yourselves, demure people.
All right.
Anyway, yeah,
Wow.
I liked it, but let's continue forward with another one. This is by Peter P. and
And-
Matt B.
This is a collab.
This is a collab. So let's see how much of this is actually real.
Peter.
God, it's like 3 fucking pages. Condense.
Here, you want a special song?
Sure,
just for
go
you?
ahead. Yeah. Give me a good one. That's copyright free. We can actually use that.
We can.
The Benny Hill song. Yeah, it turned out smidges. A little too much.
My hair look alright, guys?
Anyway. Oh yeah, you look fabulous, dude. I'd fuck you.
Thank you.
Buffalo Bill would also
Put my
fuck
best lipstick on for this.
All right, here we go. Again, Peter B. and Matt B.
you. Would you like some of this, Doug?
Jim was a beefy, crusty, permanently disabled day-old pastry monger
That's how I
Who
describe my cat.
who constantly wore at least 2 layers of plaid flannel over which flopped a dingy beard.
A dingy beard. I have to step in for that one.
A dingy beard.
It is dingy.
This man
It's a
had
dingy beard.
2 layers of plaid
With a
flapped over his dingy.
Dingy beard.
We,
I hope you guys didn't expect us to make this actually terrifying. 'Cause,
We-
like, no.
my friend Matt.
Scary hometown version.
They should know what to expect.
Yeah, we've had like 3 years of these. You know what you're getting into. We, my friend Matt and I, were told to pick up items for the school fundraiser from the man. Our school is putting on a harvest festival to try to raise some funds to take a school trip to Washington, D.C. that next spring. It couldn't be a normal Halloween because Halloween thing because we went to a Christian school and Halloween was evil and forbidden. In any case, we found ourselves at Jim's house and banged on the front door. Jim sauntered up and gave us a warm greeting.
Ooh, you and Jim?
That wasn't very Christian of me.
Yeah, how dare you?
Thank you, Matt.
Then invited us in, leading us deeper into the house than we intended or wanted to go.
And deeper in Jim.
Deeper into Jim's house.
Matt, I've missed you.
It was terrifying. Piles of various goods were strewn about the place. Bushels of dust-covered veggies, boxes of encyclopedias, moldering cases of aging confections, and dozens of paper towels in various states of dissection. A couple of freshly butchered chicken carcasses rested in a shallow cardboard box
What
nearby.
the fuck? Why?
There is a 5-gallon bucket of melted hard candies situated next to the sagging couch, where we sat to wait for Jim to produce the goods.
Yeah, are we pretending this is all normal shit to have in a house?
Don't worry, this is a fake story.
I too own a thesaurus.
A box of encyclopedia, really? Jim's wife, the Mrs. we called her.
Encyclopedia.
Yeah,
He
it's
called
the
it.
British one.
Yeah. Was cooking God only knows what while their circus freak children flopped around the place. We watched
does that
2 of
mean?
the 3 kids, Danny and Meldy.
Meldy?
What the fuck?
Oh,
not
this
even a
is
name.
oh my god.
Who we knew from school who were a few years younger than us, covert and jostled each other. Or could
Jostled.
Jostled. They jostled.
Hostile.
themselves.
They reminded us of those 2 junkyard monstrosities, Bobo and Lil Debo, from
Bobo?
Nothing But Trouble, the underappreciated Dan Aykroyd film that had recently come about.
Shout out to Dan Aykroyd for being just like a cool dude.
In retrospect, they didn't get a blowjob by a ghost. In retrospect, they probably just
Mainly
displayed
that.
classic traits of ADHD or autism, but back then these conditions weren't diagnosed as much. And it wasn't like Jim would allow state doctors to come care for his kids in any case. Psychiatry was just
What?
as evil
Psychiatry?
as Halloween. After
Mike, how
all.
much have you drank?
Not a lot. I just can't pronounce words.
You just can't read. We've known this.
I don't read goods.
Jim, after a few minutes of futzing around, I could do that one, while we waited in awkward silence, called us to follow him up to the attic. Peering into the darkness, I knew it was a mistake to go in. As we made our way up As we made our way up that cluttered, rickety excuse for a staircase, I couldn't help but ask myself what the hell I was doing heading into a strange, poorly lit attic with a bearded old fart who I hardly even knew. Why the hell did the stairs go around several corners? How many landings were there? This is only a 2-story house. Danny, much like Golem, was secretly following along in the shadows behind us. We were surrounded and deep in the bowels of Jim's house. We were deep in Jim's bowels. We couldn't get out unless he allowed it. Soon the stair hole ended and we emerged into the attic. My fear turned into amusement as my eyes acclimated and I noticed all the chaotic debris lying about the place. Weirdly, the attic seemed much larger than the house itself. It expanded right out of view like a rip in reality. It fucking opened up and sucked the whole world in. At least I thought it did.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I couldn't believe all the junk that was piled up there. There were stacks of old records and cassettes. I spied a mound of decapitated doll heads, the type with those horrific auto-rolling eyes.
How else are you gonna power your house?
Trunks of moth-eaten theater clothes and circus props leaned in towards us. A box containing thousands of miniature cannons, which I could soon find out were actually pencil sharpeners, teetering perilously into the spaces above our heads. There are many dangers seen and unseen in that insane repertory of forsaken goods. I guess only Jim could appreciate their value, whatever that might be. Jim snatched Danny from the shadows, apparently leaving him to guide us as he returned to the ground floor. Daniel from the shadows.
I was about to actually ask if that was the case, but it's fine.
Apparently leaving him to guide us as he returned to the ground floor for something. Probably flashlights or a compass. He didn't tell us what to look for, nor did Daniel seem to have much of a clue. The bearded coot pushed us toward the dusty boxes strewn all around, shouted, "Go find them!" While Jim safely out of sight, Daniel led us through the labyrinth of shit in search of them in the process. I bumped into some massive wads of Christmas bulbs and other lights. Of course, they fell and smashed all over the place as we shuffled around in the dark, trying to get free from the tangled lights of Christmas past. We started two-stepping in fear of adding to this glass carnage below our feet. All around us was shattered glass and shattered dreams. It was pandemonium in the black abyss of the attic. Soon enough, our attempts to keep from destroying the lights formed into a jig of glee as we stomped around the colored glass like Godzilla taking down Tokyo. After a few minutes, we calmed down and were just nonchalantly walking to and fro, laughing and making sure that everything was thoroughly crushed into microscopic oblivion. Jim came lumbering back up the stairs to hear the crunch, crunch, crunch of his precious holiday lighting being ground under their feet. Standing framed in stairwell door, he looked around with fresh rage at the broken shards. In an instant, he threw himself across the room and without question or pretense of investigation, began to attack Daniel. He unceremoniously beat Daniel into a bloody pulp right before our very eyes. It was a massacre. The little man pleaded, but to no avail. Jim wouldn't, or couldn't, hear his pitiful screams and cries for help. He knew it has a chance to smack up on the kid for a legitimate reason, and he didn't want to pass it up. I think he really enjoyed it deep down inside because he grabbed Daniel by the wrist and lifted him off the ground about 3 feet, then paddled his ass unmercifully.
Ew.
After the beating was done, Jim asked us if we had found them yet. We just stood there in the clouds of atomized glassy carnage, completely dumbfounded, silent and in total shock. We kind of expected the aforementioned beating might be coming our way, given the breakage under our shoes and the fact that we hadn't even started looking for them yet. Thankfully, without a pause, Jim glanced off from beyond my shoulder and yelled, "There they are!" What that is?
What that is?
He wandered past and handed us some boxes full of refuse, including those Canon pencil sharpeners, which we then hoisted down the rotted junk-covered stairs towards the rest of the house. As I made my way down, I couldn't see a damn thing because of the size of the box I was carrying. Many times I began to keel over, but thank God I didn't trip and take a tumble, which was a pleasant surprise given the track record of my life. I wouldn't have put it past God to top off the whole gym, attic, domestic abuse experience with a broken leg and a hospital stay. That was a weird sentence. God, the fundraiser was a complete
gym addict domestic
About to get
abuse
weirder.
experience.
the whole Skinner family recipe. The fundraiser was a complete failure. Our harvest festival flopped, and all the shit we risked our life and limb and gym addicts to obtain ended up in a dumpster behind the local fire hall. The disappointment of losing that class trip faded quickly, but I'll never forget the horror of witnessing Jim's crazed bellows and flying beard, his dingy beard flashing in the murky light, and the attic as his good arm windmilled, pummeling Daniel's head. His peen, breast, neck, and vagina limbs into a quivering lump onto the floor.
This has gone a lot of places.
You
but
guys added that, and that's okay.
I can't believe you read that last sentence. I can't believe you actually indulged in that.
I was like, he for sure was seeing me write this, right?
I was hoping.
Bean, breast,
Yeah.
neck, and vagina.
So here's the thing.
Hey, them peen muscles, they need a good massage.
Great story, Peter B. and Matt B., but you're getting a 1 out of 5 because we said no fake stories, and this is very clearly
Yeah.
a fake story. So
Yeah, bro's been watching too many Tim Burton movies. Is what
Not
I
gonna
Yeah.
lie though, it kept me occupied.
yeah,
Kept my
good
brain
story.
going.
Good story. Maybe tell Penguin Publishing about it, but not us.
Because we hate fun.
I'll give it a 2.
Yeah.
and you
I'll give it
specifically.
I'll give it a 2 for creativity, but only because you didn't follow the rules of being a real story.
I'll give it a 2 as well, but I'll give it a 5 because it was written well.
I'll give it a 2 for
was.
realism, 5 for well written.
Yes.
The writing was, if I'm being honest, the writing was very good.
Peter
So
P
keep that
and
shit
Maddie
up.
B. Thank you, as is tradition.
Peter Peanut Butter.
Peanut butter. Had a life but couldn't
So
have butter.
I have the next one, and if you guys don't mind, I'd love to read the next 2. They're the last ones we have.
Yeah, that's
We're
fine.
almost done.
Can you do
for
me
this-
the honor?
Yeah, so for this next one, I'm going to read it. I don't want us to rate it. I don't want any discussion about it. I'm going to read it verbatim, and we're going to sit in silence for a little bit.
Do you hear that, Naomi? Just agree. Verbally? That's not verbal.
All right, moving on.
Yes, we will let you take these
Yeah,
over.
this is all you, bud. You got this.
You don't want any background music?
It doesn't matter.
I like it. I think it adds for me.
We can do the background music.
Hit me
All
down.
right, cool.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, do it.
Waiting.
It's there. I hear the little grumble.
Fine, we'll do a better one. God.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right.
all
So
you.
this is from Isaac E. Again, we're not rating it. We're not going to discuss it, and we're going to sit in silence about it just for a little bit afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there was this one time where my sister had this dream, and when she was just working in a pizza shop.
God damn it.
Pretty normal until she went to the camera room in which a robber suddenly went in the restaurant. My sister then just stayed in there for a while. Then when the cops shown up, my dad also came there and he kept insisting that he go in the building to find my sister. After that, he finally went in with a few police officers, and then right when he was at the door to the camera room, he stopped for some reason and got away from the door and building also. Then my sister then opened the door, and when she was out of there, she was all alone. She was now at the parking lot where she saw her dad's truck, and when she went there, all she saw was a rotten corpse of her dad. And if that wasn't enough, she then heard a voice saying, "Get out." And when she turned, she saw an all-black figure coming towards her, which is also when she woke up. My sister says that her dream would be a banger book, and I agree. All in all, that's pretty much it. So I hope y'all have a nice Halloween and a nice November. Oh yeah, by the way, episode 98 is my favorite. Hope y'all do that again sometime soon. But other than that, this is cool.
What does that mean?
Well, now I feel bad for making fun of the story.
I didn't make fun of the story. I just read the story. Episode 98 is our AI episode, by the way.
Dude, I love doing those.
Yeah. I didn't say I read the story. Nobody said anything about the story, Mike.
That's our first AI, though, right?
Episode
Not the
98 is our AI.
That's our first AI
first
episode.
AI
Get
episode.
the fuck
yeah.
out. Are you
There's been 2.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. 98 seems so far. We're at like 160 or something
We
now.
are at 168.
This will be 169.
God damn.
Nice.
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 All right. So our very last story, probably
No, we
we
have to rate Isaac's.
no.
You're right. Silence. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, we didn't do that part, but we're not. I said we're not rating it.
You're
and
right.
We're not gonna talk about it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
I feel bad leaving that in.
Do what you will with that. I don't care.
Okay.
This is the best story we're gonna have all night.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry to everyone who wrote in stories. Wow, that was loud.
So sorry.
This is the best story, and that's we're gonna end on this.
Alex, end with this one.
Yeah, this is
What
from
a name.
Alex.
What a name.
End with this one. That's their last name. Hello, this is my spooky story for your podcast horror show.
Thank you.
You know, 2-sentence horror. This is one.
Oh.
Here we go. All right. I sat on the doctor's table as he listened to my heart. He left the room, and then I realized I was in the wiener explosion chamber.
Oh my God! 5 out of 5 stomach unders, everybody.
10 out of 10. Am terrified.
I can't. I gotta go shit. That scared me.
Oh my god! This was like literally. I shit you guys
Did
not.
you write that, or did
No,
this?
this
No.
was the first story we got.
This is the
for
first
Hometown
story
Horror.
that- yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I read it, and I was like, "Oh shit, we got a hometown horror." And then I read it, I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
We have a
and I was like, "We have to
Wiener
end on this
explosion
story.
chamber.
It's the best one."
It's the penis explosion chamber. It should be terrifying.
It is a terrifying concept.
We got through all of them.
Yeah, I'm actually genuinely surprised we got through them all.
God damn.
Good job, everybody.
We did it, y'all.
We did it.
I
And-
guess we can get 20 plus stories and read them all in an episode.
I guess
honestly,
so.
I wanted to go
And
ahead
make
and
it make
say,
sense.
I want to go ahead and just say thank you
think.
to everyone who sent us a story. We might have made a goof and a gaff out of some of them, but genuinely thank you, and I hope you all send more in the future.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is my favorite episode.
It's just
of
such a fun
every
time.
I
fucking
know.
year.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
we did
I
this.
wouldn't send him anymore. I'd be like, these guys are assholes.
Oh, yeah.
Sending you my fucking
Oh, yeah.
story.
If I were listening to this and I went, you know what? I think these people appreciate my contribution. I would go, no, they don't.
How long have we been recording?
Hour and 47 minutes.
Almost
If you
two.
cut out all of the time we spent shitting on the stories, we'd probably be at 35 minutes.
I mean, it's
You're not
fun.
wrong.
It's fun to poke fun at fun things. That's all. And
Oh, yeah,
I
no, I
genuinely,
mean-
If you can't laugh at yourself, what the fuck? are
even
you
the
doing
ones that
here?
we're like, oh, yeah, this is obviously fake. They're all still really fun and well written.
But they're
I
fun. They're
appreciate it.
good.
Yeah, no,
Stories,
I mean, I
ugh.
can't write like that, that's for sure.
Mhm.
But I think people also know that when they send stuff to us, this is what they're going to get. We've
Yeah.
done it for 3 years in a row now.
Yeah.
So
There's a standard that we have to.
if
meet.
you're upset,
This is the section of the episode where we walk back
yeah.
being assholes.
yeah,
This is
if
the-
you're
You know the deal
upset,
by now.
don't be confused.
This is the mini apology tour that's going on right now.
Yeah, you know
Just
how
take it
you know how when a
hard.
YouTuber fucks up, they'll post their apology
Yeah.
video and like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is our version of that. After every episode, we have to do it.
An
You
apology.
will never hear us say the words. on
Be
this.
on the lookout for our socials where we take a screenshot of our Notes app apology too. So
We're sorry. So sorry.
so sorry.
We don't fuck the world. We DP it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't have anything else to say other than just, happy Halloween. Thank you for giving us your spooky stories. We look forward to doing this again next year.
Holy
Hey,
shit.
bud.
I know, right?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Still got that eye patch on?
I
sure
wrote-
does.
I do, and it sucks.
And
I can tell.
genuinely, again, happy Halloween. Genuinely, if there's a good time, I appreciate all these stories. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's honestly really awesome
Yeah.
to get this many people sending us stories. So like we're actually really appreciative. I know we sound like just a bunch of assholes, but yeah, it's cool.
It's because we
Mhm.
are.
You'll be
Sick,
hearing
bro.
this what? A couple days before Halloween, so
Yeah,
that's
about
pretty sick.
2 days before, 3 days before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Couple days.
I'm gonna tell you all to go suck off a ghost. That's gonna be my thing to
At
tell
least
you.
one.
And then go to our
Do
website,
your part.
Diluti.com, and just look up Diluti anywhere. Don't look at anything, yada, 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 such and so forth. Jason, you got anything you want to say to the people? Make it creepy. Make it spooky.
Okay. As always, stay the fuck paranoid. But especially, there might be the ghost of an ancient pirate that is banging your wife.
Oh man.
She's
right
I
upstairs.
know, it sucks.
They flip the
Just-
switch and they're
just-
like, Jason!
Just go check.
Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
Jason's banging
Yeah.
your wives.
Oh,
Just go
man.
check. Just go check. Make sure I'm not. And we're good. Either way.
That's just new content for the OnlyFans. Huh?
Doug, what do you got?
Well, I want to mention, if you can find the OnlyFans, congrats. But also,
Maybe cut.
if you do come across a ghost, the only logical thing to do is to
Tell him you're sorry.
You have to inspect the ghost, check if it has a peen or a bean, and then just
Or vagina limbs.
or vagina limbs. That's something we'll explain on a later episode for sure.
Too many.
That's about sums that up for sure. But yeah, no. Find a ghost, find their peen, find their bean, suck
Put
the
'em together.
fucking shit out of it.
Suck.
Teach that ghost that they can't be touching you like that.
Booty much.
I don't know where I really lost train of thought on that whole process. So
That's okay.
Doug's really got some repressed feelings
Doug
about what
has
the
a lot
shadows
to
have been
say.
up to in his apartment.
they can't. They consent. It goes all ways, even if you're a ghost. All right.
Boot, what do you got?
Yeah. I think everybody should have a friend like Jim
I
whose
agree.
hole they can go deeper into.
Gem's hole. Fuck
And
you,
find
Mel's hole. We're
all the
covering Gem's
treasures.
hole.
If for no other reason than to know that you are more grounded in reality than other people.
Yeah.
Right?
You should say that into the microphone so people can hear what you just said.
Yeah. Sound like you're on the other side of the room. But that's fine. It adds to the ambiance.
Listen real hard. Just put your ears on right.
Yeah. Put your ears on, stupid.
Draw me
Yeah.
a picture.
Mel?
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. We appreciate you and love you a bunch. We will see you after Halloween. Ooh.